had, and I can promise you this year will be even better. I will show you why am I preparing the rest of the remainder of my cash to go all in to Bitcoin if one specific thing is going to happen. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back again. Happy New Year. Let me just pull up quick here the chat. Because when I'm home, guys, you know, when I'm home, I like to see what's going on in the chat here. So I pull it over here so I can actually see. I need to do this quick here. So this is also done. Let's go over here. There we go. There we go. Yes, thank you, Hugo. So let's directly jump into the Bitcoin chart, because I have again a meeting that I need to go later. So here on the yearly chart, first of all, what I want to show you is what Bitcoin is doing right now is still, for me, part of the time capitulation that we spoke yesterday about. And I'm not really concerned about this because I will show you here just in a moment when this is actually going to stop and when we get the reversal back to the upside. So here on the yearly chart, what I just want to point out for you guys is the tremendous bullish candle that we had put in here for 2024. If you look here from the 1st of January to the 31st of December, we went up almost 176% in a single year for Bitcoin. And that is a huge, huge, huge return by just simply investing into Bitcoin. So of course you would have gotten a better price if you were smart enough to buy here somewhere at the bottom, you know. So, and of course also way better return. Let's say you would have bought the FTX bottom, then you would be up 550%, maybe a little bit more if you would have gotten a little bit closer. Yeah, maybe 600%, you know. So which is amazing for the last 2 years, what we have achieved here in terms of price discovery for Bitcoin. So now the big question is, what do I believe where Bitcoin will be going in the coming weeks and months here, and how high can we actually go? Where will it stop? So, and for that, I pull really simply here a Fibonacci extension from the bear market low to the last year's high. So now you will get a better understanding where I will start to DCA out, to dollar cost average out of my Bitcoin. So, and I do it really simple here. I'm not overcomplicating it. I will start selling into the 1.618. There I'm gonna sell 25% of my Bitcoin stash that I'm trading with, not my long-term hold, only what I'm trading with. My drawing skills again are amazing, as you can see, into the new year. So let me actually see, I can make a better line. There we go. Whoa, why is that not drawing properly? So there we go. 25% here. Then if we go higher, and this is one of my main targets, I believe we will go somewhere between 240, 250,000. Here at that level, I'm gonna sell, let me move here the chart a little bit up, another 50% of the coins that I'm trading. So, and now when we get here to this level, I'm gonna set my stop loss in the 1.618. That's where I wanna have my stop loss. So regardless what happens, you know, regardless what happens, worst case, I get out at the 1.618 at $165,000 if we are from here already turning around and starting to know bear market. So, but there is one target that we could potentially reach in this bull run. It is a little bit far-fetched. It's the most bullish target that I have, and that would be the 3.618, $350,000. So I know some of you guys think that's crazy, 350K, but I remember in 2016, actually in the beginning of 2016, when people, no, sorry, let me put this right. In the summer, end of summer 2016, when people called me crazy, calling $10,000 for Bitcoin in the next 10 months, so, and we actually went to 20,000 instead of 10. So the same thing is happening here. People start calling you crazy when you come up with these kind of numbers here. So, but I believe there is a chance that we could reach this target here by this year. And like I said, this is the most bullish target that I have. So, and I will keep the remaining 25%, again, my amazing drawing skills here, for that level. But only if we're reaching it, So if we're not reaching it, it's fine, it's fine. And I'm gonna get my SL, my stop loss down here. Then I'm out. Then I wait for the next bear market to multiply my Bitcoin on the bottom or close to the bottom of the next upcoming crypto winter that we're experiencing. So just that you get kind of an understanding where we are heading over the next couple of months. And I always do this by the end of the year, in the first days of the new year, where I have a look, especially in the bull run, where I believe the market is heading into and what we can potentially expect price-wise from Bitcoin. So now when we go into a monthly chart, I know that a lot of people calling for that monthly candle right now from yesterday to be super, super bearish for Bitcoin. And they're like, oh no, it's a shooting star, reversal. I see it everywhere on social media, how other people are screaming for this right now. But here again, experience always trumps, how to say that? Experience always trumps newcomers, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean, So here, I have seen this before in bull runs where we get a shooting star like that, So I give you just a simple example here. Where did I see this earlier in 2017 in September? So that was, here in May. Here in May, that is also a shooting star. So the only difference is that shooting star closed in green, came slightly back up. And then you see, even though we got a shooting star, and a really big correction to the downside. The following month, we were closing almost higher than that shooting star. I'm not saying now that you should expect something similar where we go first down like this, and then we close the candle green, So because that doesn't have always to play out like this. What I rather expect is, regardless of the shooting star, so this is just consolidation, just consolidation, a small correction, as I mentioned yesterday. And this month, I definitely expect to be green. I also going to show you in a moment why I believe that. Maybe AMCrypto is one of these guys. I don't know. I did not check his latest videos, what he's doing, So that I have, even if some guys are friends, so I have not the time to watch every single day their videos. Sometimes I just look at the titles, or I look at YouTube what they are saying, on Twitter what they are saying, So and then I kind of get an understanding where they're going with their content, on YouTube, So maybe he came out lately and said, hey, this is so bad, we go down, So it's not happening, guys. It's not happening. So another reason that I want to give you why we are not heading down just yet is that we did not even touch here the logarithmic growth curve here, and that resistance line that in every bull run gets touched. So here we touched it, here we touched it, here we touched it. We got close, not gonna deny that. We got close here, but we did not touch it, So at least I expect this month, that we get up here and touch it. So that is my most bearish scenario for this month, so that we only go up and touch this and then come back down here again, So because we have to understand this might be a big resistance here for continuation, so into the targets that I have just given here. So I would expect around that level a little bit of consolidation before we break through that. But I would be not surprised. We have seen it many, many times before where we think we have massive resistance in Bitcoin. Bitcoin just does not care and just goes straight through that. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it is a possibility. It is a possibility, but still, move up here, highly likely this month. Now, when we go into the shorter time frames here on the weekly chart, so here, currently, the RSI is trying to bounce off the moving average that we have within the RSI. So this week will be really, really crucial and important for Bitcoin to actually get that bounce and not close below that moving average, because if we close below that moving average, we could see another weekly candle that we are forming currently. So another doji candle. Then we get a little bit lower, maybe closer again to the $91,000 level. And only then the following week, we get the move here back to the upside. And that might, if I'm not mistaken, that might line up with a Fed meeting. Let's actually see, when is the first Fed meeting this year? So FOMC, January 2025. Oh no, it's end of the month. It's end of the month. So no, so we're gonna have a nice move before that is actually happening. So that could still bring us a little bit down again, but we will be over $100,000 before the Fed meeting again. So the the next thing that we need to point out here on the weekly chart is the stochastic RSI. So we need this week to get a slight turnaround here, at least above like $96,000, $97,000, to get an understanding that the price is ready now to continue to go to the upside, because the stochastic will then slightly turn around. You will see that, so most likely it will be slightly like this here. And then the following week, you get a proper buy signal again. And then we know, okay, now even on the higher time frames, Bitcoin is ready to turn around. On the shorter time frames, you're going to get these signals, of course, way, way earlier. For example, if we go into the 1 hourly chart, we have now completely lost that trading range here. So the lower end, the mid section, the top section, it's completely gone. We are currently still trading just below the lower end of that range. So, but I have here a line in the sand around $91,400. Let it be $91,400. If we lose that level here and we get a daily close below that level, that will be something where we need to reconsider our bias and the strategy. But until then, I remain bullish that we are going to see in the next couple of days a big reversal and a reclaim at least of the mid-range here above $96,500. On a 12-hourly chart, also here you see that this is kind of in alignment with the top of the EMA ribbon currently. It will be not above the point of control of the VPVR over here, but at least above the EMA ribbon, because you remember, guys, what we don't want to see is that the EMA ribbon starts now to widening up and starts to do something like this, so, and then the EMA ribbon goes something like this with its strings, so, and what's going to happen with the price? The price does this. So, because the EMA ribbon then here to the upside will keep acting as resistance. So, and that's of course what we don't want to see here. But again, as I mentioned yesterday, I think we are really, really close here to the end of that, because the MACD is about to print a buy signal. I almost forgot the name of the MACD here. The RSI is starting to slowly point up. Only the stochastic RSI is right now that can change really quickly, looking like that we get a sell signal. But if we move here just above $94,600, that will change really, really quickly, guys, really quickly. That is also the exact reason why I did not close any of my trades, guys. I dollar cost average down if I have to, but you see my Bitcoin trade is almost really soon here at break even. It was earlier already at break even. Also, my Solana trade was looking much, much worse, so that is also getting better. My Ethereum trade is kind of okay, so I still leave all these trades open. And you're going to see here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, everything will be green, guys. I can promise you guys, so I'm going to eat my shorts live here on stream if they're not green, guys, these trades. But I'm that confident, that I'm going to do that. I'm going to find an old shorts that I have upstairs with some holes in it. I'm going to eat not all of it, but I'm going to eat a piece of it. So if not all of these trades start to be green here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Again, if you want to trade on ZoomX and want to see that I actually eat a part of my shorts, then sign up with the link in the description below. You still get $45,000 worth of deposit bonuses. And best is if you have a ZoomX account, especially if you're in the US, Canada, or in another jurisdiction where you cannot use Bybit and want to see that I eat a piece of my shorts if I'm actually wrong here. So now when we are going into the 4-hourly chart with the MDX algo scalp gradients, so here we are still in the blue colored area, which is kind of okay. It's kind of neutral where we are currently. We tried yesterday to reclaim the $95,700. 1 second. So 1 second. So there we go, guys. There we go. So $95,600. So once we are getting above that order block here and close a 4-hourly candle above that level, I expect here some expansion to the upside. Most likely, again, into the golden ratio up here. And then a small rejection from that order block close to $100,000. Not a massive rejection, most likely just a move back into the golden ratio to gain momentum, then break through, then continuation to the upside. Also here on the reactor indicator, you saw here the expansion that I talked yesterday about before it was actually happening, where we got expansion here overnight. Something like this is cooking here right now again, because we are still holding here within that red bullish area of that super band here on the reactor indicator. And you should not forget, we got a reversal indication plot here also on the chart. So just for comparison here in the past, there you also got a reversal in the plot. You also see here, it took a little bit for Bitcoin to take off to the upside. This is the same what we are seeing here right now. We're just coiling up before you get that move to the upside. And now, when we're going into liquidation levels, oh, here's something interesting, guys. That just happened. That was not earlier here when I was looking at the charts. And that is that we have more high leverage shorts coming into the market right now. So they came in they came in a couple minutes ago. That area here was an hour ago not there. So, and this is 100x leveraged, short positions that came in here. So that is insane, guys. You know, so why would you come in now with 100x leverage? You're basically shorting the bottom. You know, so that makes no sense at all to me to do something like that. But hey, if they want to trade like that, up to them. But trust me, guys, they got fooled by that previous 4-hourly candle that moved you to $92,900. Now, in terms of the liquidation levels here, I'm not really that much interested here on these liquidation levels, because I know when we get here above $96,700, we're going to trigger a short squeeze into higher levels. I'm more interested to see a reclaim of the 50 moving average here on the 4-hourly chart, which is again above $95,300. And once we go then now here into the liquidation heat map, let's see where the liquidity is concentrated. So you see liquidity is concentrated above $96,580 and $97,500. Again, $97,500 is a key area that we need to reclaim for continuation to the upside, because it's coinciding with the golden ratio that I had just shown you here a couple minutes ago. So below us, there's not a lot of reason why market makers would go here and drive price now to the downside, unless there would be something crazy happening, like Trump gets shot again, you know, so, or I don't know what, you know, so, or Putin goes crazy and does something insane in Ukraine, or Netanyahu goes crazy in Israel, you know, so stuff like that, you know, something like on that scale has to happen for, in my opinion, that we would actually see Bitcoin now coming down here closer to the super low $90,000 mark. So on the monthly scale, also here, you see below us, there's only here that small block. Even if we go for that block, you know, so once that block is gone, there's nothing, not a lot below us anymore, and everything else is above us. So, and then there's, of course, only one direction where the price is going. But again, I'm not expecting that we get here another attempt to spook the market and move Bitcoin another $2,000 to the downside before we finally get a reversal, because on the indicators we're already overextended. So I give you just here an example. Let me see here, where was the 1-hourly chart? If I go here to a 4-hourly chart, you see Bitcoin is now pumping here to the upside on the 1-hourly to try to reclaim the lower end of the trading range at $93,900. But also on the 4-hourly chart, you see here we're turning around, putting in a buy signal on the stochastic, RSI going up, MACD is starting to flip bullish here. So most likely we are I don't want to say that we're going to start now to see here the big move and reclaim for Bitcoin. But let me put it this way. So if we can manage to close this current 4-hourly candle above $94,400, I will get a little bit more bullish for seeing a continuation in the next 48 hours. So now, so over here, so the Bitcoin dominance is also coming down here a little bit, still going sideways around 58% level, so not much to say over here. The total free market cap is also still bouncing between the $928 billion and $946 billion level. Again, we need to break back into that box here all the way up to $977 billion, and from there get here a nice push to the upside before we start consolidating and ramp up for a move into a new all-time high. So now when we go in here and have a look into the Ethereum chart, on Ethereum we got a small fake out of that ascending triangle that looks like to be potentially over right now with the current 4-hourly kind of trying to break back into that ascending triangle. The indicators are definitely in alignment for that. You see here's a bullish divergence that has formed on the RSI and in the price action on the 4-hourly chart. The MACD is about to turn around, and also the stochastic RSI potentially is putting here a buy signal. But guys, I want to warn you also here is the most volume traded area. So here's also the VPVR currently sitting more or less where we are currently with the price at $3,347. So that is a tough nut to crack for the price to get above that. But once we establish at least a couple 15-minute candles above that level, I would get more confident that we are holding this and are ready to stay within that ascending triangle and get a proper breakout here within that breakout window that is lasting until Saturday. So yeah, the upcoming Saturday will be that, around that time will be my Saturday late evening. So we have until my late Saturday evening to break out of that ascending triangle. So what we don't want to see is here another rejection and a move lower here before we come back to the upside. So, but if it would be happening, guys, I can tell you for my long-term portfolio, I will accumulate like crazy if we would get a move down here. I'm not expecting it, but just that you know, guys, if it's going to happen for some weird reason around that level, I'm going to buy as much as I can with the money that I have still allocated for Ethereum. Solana, nothing has really changed. We are still here within that support resistance flip zone. We need to overcome that. The only thing that is concerning me a little bit is the stochastic RSI being pretty high where price was consolidating here. But again, guys, you can ignore the stochastic when you see the RSI being still here in the neutral territory around 44% and the MACD putting in a bullish crossover with a buy signal. In these moments, I tend to ignore this stochastic RSI because we are basically trading under resistance. Once this resistance is broken, you're going to see a big move to the upside, most likely all the way up here to $216, $220 in one single daily candle. Then you see again some consolidation, so the stochastic can turn around, cool off a little bit, and then you get further continuation to the upside. Now, if you want to trade Ethereum and some other altcoins, for example, Avi, that I'm going to talk right now about, go to Bybit. There's also a link in the description for that. You also still get there some nice bonuses if you sign up. And tomorrow I start talking to Bybit about something crazy that we're going to do together. And you need a Bybit account for that, guys. So if you don't have one, use the link in the description to sign up there. So now, when we're looking at Avi, so here, we are also on the daily time frame below the mid-range of our trading range here currently. The mid-range is coming in at $328. So we are roughly 4% away from that currently, 4-5% away. So here, I would actually start building a position once you see not only this line broken, but a reclaim of $320. So $320, that is where I'm going to start with my 3 phases plan that I had given you in the past, where I start scaling into an RV position, because look at the stochastic RSI, so flatlining here basically since before Christmas. The RSI was also only going down. It's now also finding ground here in neutral territory, and the MACD looks also ready by tomorrow or after tomorrow to turn around, and that might be the bottoming candle. So if you see tomorrow here move into higher levels, then this today was the bottoming candle. And I want to get in latest into tomorrow's candle if this here is actually the bottoming candle and tomorrow's candle is coming here and moves to the upside. So that is the latest where I wanted to get in to take advantage of the highest potential return that I can get here. So, but this is also something that I do on spot. You know, I will not build on RV right now a leverage position. That's just for my spot holdings, because I still believe that RV can go here into the 4 digits in this bull run. So the next one is Arbitrum. So Arbitrum is insanely cheap, guys, insanely cheap. So look when we were the last time at these levels in November, guys, before we saw here a run into $1.23. So which was almost, what was this here? Okay, somebody bought something. So almost 100% move here. So when you look here from current levels all the way up here, that is 73% away from the high that we put in. So right now, this is insanely cheap, guys. You know, so at these levels, I would start accumulating Arbitrum, even on a long position, guys. You know, so even on a long position, I would start accumulating right now and start building an Arbitrum position, because you know, once Ethereum is starting to move to the upside, Arbitrum will be flying too, Curve will be flying too, and a lot of other layer 2s that are built on Ethereum will be flying at the same time. Right now, we are putting in here a falling wedge pattern. You can technically wait until it gets broken, because we are basically here also only 4% away from a breakout into out of that falling wedge here. But honestly, guys, for starting to build a position, I'm not waiting, you know, so I'm not waiting here on Arbitrum. Let me actually see here. I do this right now. I just need to find the right phone for this. I'm doing this right now, just thinking about on which account I want to do that. I'm starting to build here a small Arbitrum position right now, guys. So do I have, oh no, this is wrong. I need USDT, Arbitrum. So I will not use crazy leverage, guys. So just that you know, we don't want to go crazy on leverage. But actually, I need to transfer a little bit of money here first. Let's do this now. So I'm going to use here maybe, I don't know, 4x leverage. 4x leverage. So if you want to trade the same trade, guys, 4x leverage is what I'm going to use. I'm not using more than 4x leverage, and I'm just going to use a couple hundreds of dollars for that. So I'm not going crazy. So just that you know, no, I don't want to have zero balance. No, yes, I want all of this. Okay, so now I have money in my account that I can trade with. Come on. Okay, let's continue, and I wait here on the sideline. Sorry, guys, my coughing's still not gone. So I'm just gonna wait here. There the money just came to my account. Let's do this. So, come on. I have 2 big fingers for my display. So, and then isolated 4x, no limit market, and let's go. Let's go, open. So there we go. So I have my Arbitrum position. My liquidation price is at 54 cents. So do you really believe that we go here all the way down, break this major support here, and basically go back into the reaccumulation phase that lasted over the whole summer? Don't believe that. I'm really sure that we're not going down there. So if I end up like on a short term loss here in that position, unrealized loss, I don't really care, you know. So let it go in a loss for like maybe a couple of hours, you know. So, but I believe this is going to break out here pretty soon. So next one, Phantom finally start to bounce here. I will be honest, my Phantom long positions, they're all closed. I dollar cost averaged down as much as I could. And then I got out of them and in a small loss here, but that looks also like that this is ready to turn around currently, because here, look at the stochastic RSI, everything is turning around. I still have my spot Phantom. I did not sell anything of that because that gets automatically swapped into Sonic at the same price that Phantom currently has, so I don't need to do that anything. So that's why I kept holding this. So, but I will also tell you, I had two different accounts where I had phantom trades. They got actually liquidated at 78 cents. You know, I'm not gonna hide that. Was not much. I think it was like in total $3,000 or something, maybe $4,000. So, but not crazy. You know, nothing crazy. But this looks like right now here on the daily chart that also phantom might be turning around. So I want to do here 1 or 2 coins quick that you guys are requesting, because like I said, you know, so I have again a hard line where I need to go. So only one coin per person, guys. Don't post here multiple times your coin. You know, only once, guys. Post the coin that you want only once. So Arweave is actually something that I had prepared. So let's see if somebody else wants that. Need to take here one of my drops here that I stop coughing. I know it's not nice to have something in the mouth while I'm speaking, you know, so, but at least I'm not coughing that anymore. Render price prediction, I can do that without looking at the chart. North of $40, you know, so I believe render will go like to $30, $50, something like that this year. So did we get here now twice a coin? No. So, okay, I'm gonna do Arweave. And is XDC already having leverage? So if let me check this. Is XDC on leverage yet? Is there used? Yeah, okay. Then we also, but not on a lot of exchanges actually. Not yet. Okay, so not interested then. If it's only on BitGet. So Arweave. So Arweave is still here in that symmetrical triangle. We're above the mid-range of that symmetrical triangle, which is good. Also here, MACD is bullish. The RSI right now not so bullish, potentially going a little bit down here. And the reason for that is actually the mid-range level at $16.77, because it is still acting as resistance. You know, we need this current 4-hourly candle also to close in green above the mid-range to get continuation, or at least stay above the mid-range, and with the next candle then potentially moving here in direction of $17 and give us the continuation that we need, because also here we are getting into the area where we would expect a breakout. So, and this is here. Okay, actually I can. So here, that is kind of the area where you want to get that breakout. So that is between tomorrow or early this night and next week Tuesday. So that is kind of like the time window where you want to see Arweave breaking to the upside. And you're going to see here, not in the distant future, you're going to see that in the next week or two, that many of these windows actually will come into fruition. I have proven it over and over again in, I think, early this year, actually. Early this year, last year. I have to go and look at the videos, but I have given these here this way of trading where you have like these certain time windows where you should expect a breakout in the past, and they're highly accurate, you know. So, but of course, these patterns can go against the grain if we wobble here out of that window, you know. So, and we are then overextend for a break to the upside, and then again chances are increasing that we actually break to the downside. Or if you get a pre-major breakdown, that is usually always, and not always, but most of the time, a fake out. You come back and then you get the breakout at still within the right time frame. That's stupid coughing, guys. Super annoying. So let me have a look here at another coin in the chat. Let's see here. Oh, Aptos is actually interesting. I did not have a look on Aptos for a really long time. So here, render also breaking out right now. So I need another chart. I'm gonna take the on-node chart for this. So Aptos, where is Aptos? Aptos. I know that I have Aptos on this chart here. Here, there we go. Under $10 is still right now. Under $8, under $10. So this year, Okay, on a daily chart, it looks a little bit ugly in terms of candle price action. Not gonna lie. So because you have here, let me make this a little bit thicker. Here, that bearish pennant. So if this bearish pennant breaks to the downside, Aptos has a big problem, because then we would go like to $6 or potentially even slightly below $6, depending on how bearish you want to look at this. Again, I'm not expecting that this is going to happen. Highly unlikely that we are going to break that much down here for Aptos, because there would be another almost 50% move to the downside. So I'm not expecting this, especially here with the MACD turning around by what is Friday, putting in here a buy signal on the MACD. The stochastic is also here showing indecision. And the simple reason for that is here the golden ratio. Now, when price action is trying to hold on to the golden ratio. If we can get here a small move above $8.77, which is not crazy, you know, it's just a 1.5% move to the upside. The candle is green again. And then when you look a little bit closer to the candle, that could be a pinball candle, where we mark also the bottom for Aptos and then see the turnaround back to the upside from here. Guys, that's already for today's stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're 36 minutes here in the stream, so it's time to go for me. Don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you hopefully with some profits tomorrow.